Hey guys, Zolker here, back in another video, and today, I knew I was going to have to make this video one day. Today we're going to be discussing PlayStation 5 against Xbox Series X, and you guys are going to have probably a little trouble with me talking about this, but I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, like and subscribe. You can comment section arguing the console wars if you want to. I don't care if you do, but let's start. We're going to start with the PS5. Why I think the PS5 is better than the Series X, then we'll go to the other side, the other totem pole. Why do I think the PS5 is better than the Series X? Well, we'll start with the most simple thing, that is the controller with the adapter triggers and the cool vibration. It's really cool. And then you have some of their exclusives like Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man Miles Morales, the insane boot up times, of course, the insane SSD that they have, the better graphics, and the ease of use, I guess. It's more easy to use in the Series X, in my opinion. I've used both for over 100 hours. I played Vanguard almost non-stop on the Series X lately. I haven't turned on that PS5 myself in a very long time. But I've put in at least 100 hours into each. Actually, no, I've probably put over 1,000 hours into each. So I can discuss the one-on-one discussion of which one I think is better and which one I don't think is better. But I also do like about the PS5 is the more available marketplace, because Xbox is kind of weird, because if you want an Xbox, I'm sorry, I'm going to state this as a fact. It is a fact. If you have an Xbox, you want Game Pass. There's no doubt about it. If you play on Xbox, you will need Game Pass, because I don't know why you just buy all the Xbox games when you have all the Xbox exclusives under Game Pass. It's like $15 a month. Instead of paying, $60 one price and maybe selling it back at GameStop for like, $20? You get your money's worth out of it, and there are other games that aren't exclusive that get added, and they get taken off, but you can beat those games, because they do guarantee that they're at least on there for at least 2 months, which pretty easy to beat a game in 2 months, honestly, unless like GTA 5. Which you could beat the main story in a lot less than 2 months. But some people are a little bit slower, and some people don't have as much time on their hands. But most of the Xbox exclusives, like Halo Infinite, Forza, and Scorn, when that comes out, will be day one, and they'll be always on there. So, it's just one of those points of, are you going to keep Xbox and play on it all the time? Because if you are, then just get Game Pass. But, one of those statements. I haven't switched to Xbox. I was just making that state as a fact. And PlayStation, I do like more, because I just like the way that they did the budget or more console, like the PS5 all digital edition. I do like that, because it's only $100 cheaper, and they didn't take out the 4K capabilities. They only took out the disc drive, which I do like. I think it's better than the Series S, because the Series S, they took out 4K. I understand some people don't like 4K. Some people don't have 4K TVs because they can't afford it. A 4K 120Hz TV, which, fine by me. I don't have one in my room. We have one in the living room, or in my parents' room, but I don't have one. I have a 4K 60. And guess what? I would still get a PS5 or a Series X. Because, some of their games, they run at 120 FPS, but it's not guaranteed 120 FPS. It's slow, it's laggy, and I'd rather have smooth 60 than bumpy 120. Ask any PC gamer. Would you rather have 240 frames per second with the slowest response rate ever, where it's like 240 kind of capped, but it's more like 200, 180 usually, and big explosion gets down to like 130, No, I'd rather have it capped at 144 or capped at 120, where it's a smooth experience, kind of like Destiny 2. Destiny 2 has the 120 Hz mode on PS5 and Series X. It's in Crucible, runs perfectly fine, but in Vanguard, it is not good. Don't use it. This is a warning from a player that used to play Destiny all day, every day. It's not smooth. Destiny sucks. Smooth 60 FPS on Destiny is fantastic. I know, because I have it on my PS4 Pro, because 1080p 60 FPS runs flawlessly. Absolutely love it. On PS4 regular, it's 1080p 30. I think it's actually 900p 30. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 1080p 30 though. But with that, of course, and you have HDR, and it makes the PlayStation look really good. Now, we're gonna switch over to the Series X, but then we're gonna switch over to PlayStation 5 real quick. Xbox Series X. What are the benefits of Xbox Series X that PlayStation doesn't have? Well, now that they bought Activision and Bethesda, you can't play Elder Scrolls 6 when that comes out, and Fallout 5, and what's the game called? It's coming out literally this year. Starfield. That's what it's called. Starfield. When that comes out in December or November, and of course Scorn, Forza, Halo. Honestly, I'm going to make this statement. If you want third-person shooter, story-driven, RPG, fighting games, just go to PlayStation. Use the PS5. But if you want first-person shooters, third-person shooters that are action-filled, great games like Diablo, all those, switch to Xbox. Xbox has far better first-person shooters than PlayStation because they have the one exclusive shooter game that I absolutely love, Halo. And if they decide to make Call of Duty exclusive, Call of Duty. They also have Battlefield. Both systems have Battlefield. In my opinion, Halo is worth it if you are a first-person shooter lover. But there are benefits, like Genshin Impact. I really like Genshin Impact, and if I get a Series X, I can't play that anymore. It's not out on Xbox. It's out on Switch. It might be out on Switch. I'll play it on Switch. But I'm just not a big fan of the Switch, and that's just my own personal take. Another benefit of the Xbox Series X, the controller. I really like the Xbox Series X controller. They have these cool custom grips. It's more built like the PS5 controller, where I really like it. They still have the stupid trigger, or the stupid sticks where they're not together, they're not centered together. Like the PS5, DualShock 4, DualShock 3, and DualShock 2 controller. The 360, the Xbox One, and had the... Actually, any of the Xbox controllers. I forgot the Duke had sticks as well. Had the stupid one is down, one is up, and I hate it so much. It's one of those factors of, really? Why can't you just make them center? I hate it. I absolutely hate it. One thing I also like about Xbox is if you have a handicap where you can't use one part, you have that cool controller. But Xbox did a great thing and allowed you to use with PlayStation. Another thing, if you're a PC gamer and you want to play keyboard and mouse, use Xbox. PlayStation has some keyboard and mouse support, but it's really bad, in my opinion. Like, scrolling through the menus is, like, really complicated. It's really dumb. I would go for the Series X. Far before the PS5, that console. Unless you're a 1440p. Unless you have, like, a 1080p to a 40 hertz monitor, then go for the Series S. And just get Game Pass every month. And buy digital games. But you're a PC gamer, I'm gonna bet you don't buy physical games already. Sorry, I have something stuck in my eye. Anyways, but here's where I'm gonna talk more about the PS5 and Series X against each other. Because if you're like me, and you have a 4K 60 monitor or TV, I would go for the PS5. Now, why would I say that? The controller's cooler. The controller has the adaptive triggers, which you don't need a nice 120Hz TV to experience that. The SSD, you also don't need a 4K 120Hz display to experience that. VR, when that comes out, you won't need a 4K 120Hz TV, I hope, or else that's gonna suck. And, like, in PS5, what I like is Ratchet & Clank, Miles Morales, Forbidden West. Any of those are usually Fidelity, where it's ray tracing at 60 is where their lock is. Which, I don't have a problem with that. The only game I really care about 120Hz is, like, Destiny and Crucible. Crucible and Destiny. That experience was so good. And then again, I played on a power PC that ran at 240 frames per second, and that was fantastic. Now, we're going to do an in-conclusion statement. In conclusion, if you are a light gamer that's focused on first-person shooters and third-person shooters, and not any RPGs, action games, any of those. And you want something to play games and watch some movies on, and you pay for a subscription, and you're okay with paying for subscriptions, go for the Series X. The Series X is far more worth your money than the PlayStation 5. I understand they're going to release their Game Pass, but Xbox Game Pass at the start was not really that good, so PlayStation will probably have some few rocky issues at the start. I'm not knocking on PlayStation. Cool, now here we go. If you do not own a 4K 120Hz TV, and you want VR, and you want you want the adaptive triggers, and you want play God of War, Forbidden West, Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man, any of those games, Persona, and you don't care about Halo or Gears or any of those games, go to the PS5. It's just a far better console, and Xbox is already talking about releasing a new console, so I'm just do that. Anyways, hey, for my personal take, I'm going to take the PS5, and I would probably go for the PS5. Now, for you guys, just comment, just say, hey, Zucker, I would go for the Series X, and tell me why. Anyways, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys on Sunday for another good video. I'm going to be uploading daily at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. You should get a notification if you're subscribed with notifications on. Hey, bye-bye.